Alright, you thrill-seeking adrenaline junkies, this video is for you. Here are 9 of the scariest tourist destinations in the world. Number 9. The Devil's Pool. After thousands and thousands of years of erosion, there are lots of rock pools that have formed near the legendary Victoria Falls in Zambia. And a byproduct of that, right on the very edge, you can find Devil's Pool. Sure, the views are breathtaking. It truly is the ultimate infinity pool, but you better be careful of the tides, because what awaits you over the cliff face is a sheer 300-foot drop. Due to the potential for not just danger, but also injuries and sometimes death, there are many rules that you must follow to even be taken to the location. You can only have 24 people maximum in the pool at one time, and you must have an approved guide to take you to the pool itself. This may seem a tad excessive, but the result of not doing this may indeed be the end of your life as you know it. The Devil's Pool is open between August and January, depending on the water levels, and you can't go if the levels aren't right. There are some fearless people that test their bravery by going into the pool and looking over the edge for the exhilarating views. Are you going to be one of them? Number 8. CN Tower Edgewalk. The CN Tower in Canada used to hold the record of the tallest building on the planet, but what brings people to it isn't the height of the building itself, but the edgewalk. Here you can have the thrilling experience of the world's highest full-circle, hands-free external walk on a building. You're attached to an overhead safety rail by a trolley and harness system. Trained edgewalk guides encourage participants to push their personal limits. You can literally lean back over Toronto with nothing but air and gorgeous views of Lake Ontario beneath you. It's approximately 1,168 feet in height, which is pretty high up, and there are no walls or handrails to hold onto. So if you're afraid of heights, this one might not be for you. You're literally dangling off the side of the tower. Sounds fun. What do you think? Number 7. Running of the Bulls. Cultures from all over the world have traditions that may seem odd to outside viewers. The nation of Spain, though, may just top them all with the tradition of the running of the bulls. Thousands of people, mainly thrill-seekers, crowd the streets of Pamplona in a guarded-off area. Then, a set of fighter bulls charge down the streets, and the thrill-seekers have to run as fast as they can in front of the bulls, 875 meters, in order to get to safety. Despite the obvious dangers, it's one of the most popular events of the nation and the world every single year. I am sure you're curious if there have ever been any accidents. And yes, indeed, there have actually been 16 deaths during the event's history. The most common thing is goring from the bull's sharp horns. Other issues include getting trampled by the bulls or even the other people running alongside you, because when you have a mass of people trying to go to the same direction, chivalry isn't exactly something that's expected. It's stated that every year, hundreds of the runners are injured in some capacity, but the event goes on regardless, showing that even the fear of getting gored, trampled, or even dying isn't enough to stop people from wanting to experience this. Number 6. Ninja Warrior. Obstacle courses are something of a tradition in the human race, as they are seen as exercises that can help make one tougher, stronger, more agile, etc. But in Japan, then America, then all over the world, a special kind of obstacle course emerged in the form of Ninja Warrior. It's the most brutal obstacle course in the world, and only some of the most fit and incredible athletes are able to complete it. In fact, if you combine Ninja Warrior and American Ninja Warrior, you'll only find a handful or so of people who have completed all 4 stages and climbed Mount Midoriyama for the ultimate victory. The tasks that the contestants have to do aren't just physical, they can literally break your body. One of the classic things shown are the insane wipeouts of people who miss the mark. Who doesn't love a good wipeout? There have been people that have had body parts separated, ankles broken, and have been bloodied up pretty bad. Yet, every year, contestants come to do the show because they not only want the prize money, but the title of Ninja Warrior, which, not gonna lie, would be a pretty sweet title. Number 5. Theme Park Bridge. Fancy a skywalk to test your terror limits? China's Wansheng Ordovician theme park is home to the world's longest glass footbridge. You'll be moving across platforms hanging 120 meters, or 390 feet, above the ground as you do this activity. There's also a swing on the edge of a 300-meter, or 1,000-foot high cliff. A thrill seeker's paradise, or a nightmare of the highest degree? That's up to you to decide. For those expressing the obvious concerns, you do have a harness and cord protecting you, and the ride even gives you insurance should the worst happen and you get hurt. But it's not very likely unless you take the wrong step, in the literal sense. Make no mistake though, while you aren't in danger, most of the time, there have been faults. One time, a man finished the trek across the bridge just in time to see his cord come off the harness. Yikes! If that had happened mid-bridge, it wouldn't have ended well. In fact, the bridge was temporarily shut down after the accident. Number 4. Volcano surfing. So usually, I think any sane person would not look at a volcano and say, man, I'm pretty sure I can surf that. This is actually something that does indeed exist, called volcano surfing. To be clear, they're not riding on lava, rather they're surfing down the slopes of a formerly erupted volcano, which obviously is an entirely different experience and arguably safer, but still pretty wild nonetheless. The most popular slope in the volcano surfing world is that of Cerro Negro near Leon in western Nicaragua. Riders hike up the volcano and slide down, sitting or standing on a thin plywood or metal board, which doesn't really seem all that supportive, right? The sport is also practiced on Mount Yasser in Tana, Vanuatu. Though those surfing aren't riding on lava, this is still a dangerous endeavor. Potential dangers include falling off and getting cut up by the rough volcanic ash, breathing in poisonous gases, contracting histoplasmosis, or being hit by flying molten lava. Wow. Protective gear, including jumpsuits and goggles, is used to help mitigate these problems, but it can't prevent them fully. Duh. Cerro Negro is also an active volcano, although the last eruption was in 1999. Mount Yasser is far more dangerous, with volcanic eruptions occurring every day. So now you can see why many consider this an extreme sport. Yeah, I don't think I'm down for this one. Number 3. Bungee jumping. Whoever had the idea to tie an elastic cord to themselves and jump off a platform really high above the ground or water is clearly someone bored with everyday normal life. They got exactly the thrill they were looking for, and thus bungee jumping came to be. The world's first bungee jump was from the Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol 35 years ago. The jump took place on April 1st, 1979, and was undertaken by members of the Oxford University Dangerous Sports Club. April 1st, huh? That could have been a very poor April Fool's joke. Huh. The highest spot you can jump today is the terrifying 233-meter high Macau Tower. It's interesting that people willingly want to do this. I get nervous just thinking about this one for some reason. Just knowing that there's only a thin cord keeping me from splattering all over the ground. But people do it all over the world. Number 2. Shark and Croc cage. So we're all in love with sharks, right? They're very dangerous creatures, and yet we're obsessed with them. Crocodiles and alligators too. We're all into them. These species are known for being quick-strike predators, and ones that'll attack many kinds of animals, including people when the opportunity arises. While, yes, we're obsessed, most people will physically avoid these creatures. And then there's the adrenaline junkies who want to jump into a cage and be in the water with them. I have to admit, I'm one of these people. I've always wanted to do this. This is known as cage diving, whether it be for sharks or for crocs. All over the world, including Africa and Australia, there are parks where you can go and get into cages that you can swim with the sharks and crocs that are there. Australia has a park with an attraction called the Cage of Death. And in South Africa, you can be in a cage surrounded by great white sharks, the most feared shark in the world today. On one hand, it may seem that since these are parks or paid experiences, that there's no chance for you to get injured when you're in a safe cage. But have you seen 47 meters down? You are in a cage with very dangerous animals around you. One time, the Mythbusters had one of their hosts go into a shark cage, and a shark literally rammed into it and was able to get its head partially in the cage. So know that there is still sometimes danger if you put yourself in that position. And for some reason, I still want to do it. Number 1. Mount Lashan. Into hiking? How about extreme hiking? In China, there is a sacred place called Mount Lashan. It's famous for its breathtaking cliffs and long, winding path to its peak. The mountain actually features 5 peaks that resemble 5 petals of a flower. It's also considered one of the most dangerous hikes in the world. Harnessed hikers will walk across heart-stopping planks of wood bolted into the side of a terrifying 7,000-foot peak to reach a small shrine. While harnessed, looking down is anything but reassuring, and many people note that it was very stressful to get to the top, no doubt. Some even note that just the trek to get to the plank was hard, further showing the harrowing experience from start to finish. But should you complete the plank walk, you can take in views of the sunrise or sunset, the incredible sea of clouds, and jaw-dropping mountain scenery. Thanks for watching. What did you think of these scary tourist attractions? Would you do any of them? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!